Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here today. Aging is not a weakness. It is a privilege. To reach the age of 70 and beyond is to have lived, learned, and loved across decades. But as we age, our bodies change. And with those changes, the habits we've had for years sometimes need to evolve, especially when it comes to something as routine as bathing. We've all been taught that cleanliness is next to godliness. But what if I told you that daily bathing after the age of 70 could actually do more harm than good? Yes, it sounds shocking, but this is not about abandoning hygiene. It's about understanding our aging bodies and working with them, not against them. Our skin becomes thinner, drier, and more sensitive. The protective oils we once had naturally fade. Daily bathing can strip the skin of essential moisture, causing dryness, itching, irritation, and even leading to infections. As we age, our bodies undergo many changes, some visible, others less obvious but just as impactful. One of the most significant yet often overlooked changes happens to our skin. After the age of 70, the skin becomes noticeably thinner, more delicate, and loses much of the natural elasticity and moisture it once had. This isn't just a surface-level issue. It affects comfort, immunity, and overall quality of life. The protective outer layer of the skin, called the epidermis, becomes less effective in keeping moisture in and harmful elements out. Collagen production slows, and the fatty layer beneath the skin diminishes. These changes may seem small, but they have a massive effect on how the skin reacts to routine habits like bathing. Daily showers, which many have followed for decades, may no longer be serving the body in the way they used to. In fact, they may be unintentionally harming it. Seniors often experience dry, flaky skin, itching, and irritation. And in many cases, these issues are made worse by the very habit they believe keeps them healthy and clean. While the desire to stay fresh and hygienic is understandable, it's important to recognize that cleanliness doesn't have to come at the cost of skin health. This is not about neglecting hygiene. It's about shifting our approach in a way that aligns with what the body truly needs now. When seniors take a moment to understand that their skin is no longer equipped to handle the same frequency of bathing, it opens the door to healthier self-care practices. Education becomes empowerment. Knowing that thinning skin is more prone to damage means that seniors can begin to see adjustments in hygiene routines as an act of self-respect and wisdom, not as giving something up. It's not about doing less, it's about doing what's right. The truth is, our skin tells a story, and at age 70 and beyond, that story deserves to be honored with care, protection, and thoughtfulness. Every time we bathe, especially with hot water and strong soaps, we remove natural oils from the skin. These oils act as a barrier, locking in moisture and guarding against irritants. For seniors who already have a reduced oil production due to age, this loss becomes more critical. Imagine stripping a surface that's already dry. It leads to cracks, discomfort, and vulnerability. Daily bathing does exactly that. The protective layer gets weaker, and with it comes an increased risk of itchiness, eczema, inflammation, and even bacterial or fungal infections, especially in folds of skin where moisture becomes trapped. Many seniors and caregivers alike believe that showering every day is essential to stay healthy, but science and geriatric dermatology tell us otherwise. Overwashing does not make someone cleaner. In fact, it can do the opposite by weakening the skin's natural defense system. Instead of relying on soap and water to feel clean, seniors can focus on sponge baths, washing ice, wet areas like underarms, groin, and feet regularly, and saving full showers for 2 to 3 times per week unless more frequent washing is necessary due to physical activity or incontinence. This change in perspective can be life-changing. It gives back control. It allows the elderly to stop feeling ashamed for not bathing daily and instead feel proud that they are listening to their bodies. It encourages dignity, comfort, and better health outcomes. When the habit of daily bathing is reframed as optional rather than essential, seniors begin to feel less burdened and more supported. They start to see hygiene as a personal, flexible process, not a strict rule set by outdated standards. The journey after 70 is about nurturing the body, not pushing it beyond its needs, and the decision to bathe less often can be a courageous, informed step in that direction. Bathing is often seen as a daily ritual, something ingrained in us from childhood. It's considered a mark of discipline, good hygiene, and even dignity. But once someone reaches the age of 70, the body no longer operates on the same rules it once did. The truth is, what kept a person healthy and refreshed at 30 can actually become harmful at 70. This is especially true when it comes to how often we shower. As the skin becomes thinner, drier, and more fragile, the need to protect it becomes more important than the need to follow long, standing routines. That's why many healthcare professionals now recommend that seniors bathe only 2 to 3 times per week, unless circumstances like excessive sweating or specific medical conditions call for more frequent washing. This doesn't mean that seniors should ignore personal cleanliness or that their hygiene is any less important. It means recognizing the balance between cleanliness and comfort and choosing what supports both. High-friction areas of the body such as the underarms, groin, feet, and face should still be cleaned daily using a gentle cloth, warm water, and mild soap. This approach helps prevent odor, bacterial buildup, and skin issues without exposing the entire body to the drying effects of water and soap every single day. It's about being intentional rather than automatic. It's about understanding that hygiene is not one size fits all and adjusting based on what the body truly needs. A senior who showers 3 times a week and practices daily spot cleaning may be in better skin health than someone who showers daily but suffers from chronic dryness, itching, or skin infections. The goal is not to reject hygiene but to redefine it with wisdom. By accepting a more moderate bathing routine, seniors reduce the risk of falls in slippery bathrooms, save energy, and avoid the emotional exhaustion that can sometimes accompany daily routines when mobility becomes limited. What may seem like a small change in frequency can create a significant difference in comfort and well-being. Understanding the why behind this change is crucial. When someone understands that less frequent bathing is actually recommended by experts, it relieves the guilt or shame they may have felt about not maintaining a daily schedule. It replaces frustration with relief and transforms a potential burden into a conscious act of self-care. And it empowers caregivers too, giving them permission to prioritize health over habit. This is what living wisely after 70 looks like. Not doing more, but doing better. The shift from a rigid routine to smart hygiene is one of the most empowering steps a senior can take. It's easy to think that sticking to old routines is a sign of strength or independence, but real strength lies in the ability to adapt. Adapting isn't a sign of decline, it's a sign of growth. Seniors who embrace change show that they are still actively participating in their own well-being. They are making choices that reflect not just who they were, but who they are now, and that is powerful. Smart hygiene means listening to your body and responding with kindness. It means choosing gentle cleansers over harsh soaps. It means moisturizing regularly after bathing. It means realizing that what your body needs now is not less care, it's better care. Seniors who choose mindful hygiene are choosing to respect their own evolution. They are choosing to protect their comfort, dignity, and confidence. The goal is not to convince someone to shower less for the sake of doing less. The goal is to create a life where every choice reflects care, knowledge, and intentionality. A flexible bathing routine is not a compromise. It's a tailored solution for a new stage of life. This is what it means to age well, to adapt with pride, to choose what serves you best, and to honor your body by treating it with the wisdom it deserves. Knowledge is power, but when it comes to aging, knowledge becomes freedom. For seniors, understanding how their bodies change after 70 is one of the most empowering tools they can have. Too often, aging is portrayed as a slow surrender, a period of limitation and restriction. But that is not the reality for those who choose to age with awareness and intention. When seniors take the time to learn about their skin's needs, their energy levels, and their overall health, they are no longer at the mercy of outdated habits or societal pressure. They become the authors of their own well-being. Empowerment begins with education. When seniors realize that their skin naturally produces less oil, becomes more sensitive, and takes longer to heal, it becomes easier to accept why bathing routines may need to change. There is no shame in adapting. In fact, adaptation is the highest form of wisdom. The person who can recognize change and adjust accordingly is not weakening. They are evolving. They are living with clarity, not fear. And that clarity makes space for better decisions and stronger confidence. When someone understands the science behind their skin, they stop seeing reduced bathing as laziness or loss of control. Instead, they see it as a strategy for better health. Seniors who educate themselves about how aging impacts the body can take back control in an area that often becomes overwhelming. Instead of feeling embarrassed about skipping a shower, they begin to feel proud of their mindful choice. Instead of comparing themselves to a younger version of who they used to be, they celebrate the present version, the one that still makes thoughtful decisions each day. Caregivers, too, benefit from this mindset shift. It allows them to support seniors not with frustration or pity, but with understanding and partnership. Education breaks the stigma. It replaces judgment with compassion. It removes confusion and replaces it with purpose. This sense of empowerment is the key to living with dignity. When a senior knows why they are doing something differently, they carry that decision with pride. There is no uncertainty, no apology, only assurance that they are doing what is best for their body. In a world that often tells seniors what they can't do, this kind of informed self-care is a bold and beautiful reminder of what they can still control. For far too long, society has promoted a hygiene narrative that says more is always better. Daily showers are seen as the gold standard, and anything less is viewed as neglect. But that narrative doesn't fit everyone, especially those whose bodies are in a different stage of life. Seniors deserve a new story. A story that honors their journey, respects their needs, and encourages practices that actually support their health rather than mimic routines from decades past. It's time to stop judging hygiene by frequency and start valuing it by quality, comfort, and intention. This new way of thinking invites both seniors and their caregivers to shift their mindset. Cleanliness does not mean conformity to old rules. Cleanliness means balance, comfort, and care. It means using products that are gentle on the skin. It means recognizing when the body needs rest rather than ritual. It means removing shame from personal care and replacing it with compassion and flexibility. When seniors adopt this mindset, they not only protect their physical health, they uplift their mental and emotional well-being. They begin to experience hygiene as a choice, not a chore. They start to feel in control again, even in the face of age-related changes, and in doing so, they reclaim a sense of freedom that society too often forgets they still deserve. Shifting the hygiene narrative doesn't just improve routines, it transforms lives. It allows aging to be a process of growth, wisdom, and renewed self-respect. That is the story worth spreading. That is the truth worth living.